shouting, you're probably wondering, what the hell is that title? What does that mean? Well, I had a granddaughter didn't have any front teeth, and she couldn't pronounce Christmas, so that's what we called it. Was she would say, "Merry Kissass." So that's our famous saying to everyone, just for a good, funny moment, I guess, for all the family and stuff. So I'm at work, and maybe folks aren't up yet today, but I'll just go ahead and do this live. And a few people, yeah, here we go. Hey, everybody, Merry Christmas. And you wonder what the hell that title was. It's just a joke. I was saying that Merry Christmas. And, the granddaughter didn't have any front teeth, and she would say, Merry Kissass. It's funny, but, it's just the way it is. So, no disrespect for the holiday or Jesus or his birthday or any of that kind of stuff. So, the whole thing is, I'm at work. I wasn't able to make it home. I live in Montana, so I had a great opportunity to run some auto parts, and it was nice to be able to do that. I'm running step van. It's like a moving van, and anytime, day or night, would be called out for shift. It could be morning, then you could switch to a night shift, and then whatever the load happened to be. So it doesn't matter. But it was pretty much record pay. So I'm not complaining. I'm just going to go with it and be able to send more back to Mom at home. And Merry Christmas, Sean. That's my wife. And I'm glad that you're staying warm. Finally got some decent firewood. So it's kind of different. If the truck's been doing good, I've been running. Oh, I average 69 mile an hour. I just set it on the cruise and we just roll it, because it's when they say deliver direct, it's no stopping. So once you get loaded, you go, and that's it. And then you take the customer their stuff, because it's production line. So we're feeding auto manufacturing production lines. That's what we're doing, and you have to take it through whatever weather, whatever. If it gets really bad, you of course deal with it. But the thing is that we've mostly just had rain. We've had some cold, luckily no heavy other weather or anything like that. It's not been bad. So not sure what I'm going to do today. Not sure what kind of meal I'm going to get or this or that. I have no idea. There's not a lot available. There's little bits here and there. Denny's, which is alright. Waffle House, Wendy's, McDonald's. There's just the normal stuff like that. But so enjoy your home with your family, and enjoy that time. It's not available to everyone, and it's by choice for me to stay out here and go work, because I live so remote. It's very difficult for me to go from one part of the country. At home, my wife said, I don't know, we might have 4 to 6 inches. It was 2 degrees yesterday, so I'm not sure what it is now, but we had to order some new fir firewood, because the firewood we got was a mixed batch, and it was like paper. You'd get some good pieces, and then it would burn hot and it would just flash off. So we heat with wood, obviously. So we do have propane too as a backup, but it gets really expensive. So my wife is home keeping the home fires burning, literally. Cool. Where are you at, Devin? Yeah, I can't see who is from where. I can't go in and check and see what part of the world you're in. North Dakota. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, I would imagine. It gets a little bit coolish up there. And I used to do oil field up there a lot. And I pretty much quit doing that when things kind of slowed down, because we get up there, we couldn't get out. So that was fun. But yeah, I had to make a lot of changes to the truck and get the oil field. Oh, cool! You're down in Texas. Hey, Joshua. I'm glad you guys got home. You know, if you guys are able to kick back with family for holiday, by all means. You know, I miss more than half of the holidays, and it's just because of where I live. You know, depends for the type of trailer I have. Getting a load in, it usually is to Seattle, and you know, or if I'm lucky, Spokane, which is so rare, and that puts me 100 miles from the house. But still, you know, it's difficult. Usually, if I take a load home, it's 350 miles deadhead. Just it's the way it is. You know, I just figure that into the rate. And if somebody tells me, "Oh, we're going to give you $5,000 to go out there," I tell them no, because I go out there a lot of times. I've been usually I don't talk about rates, but just like from the Midwest, like Ohio, I went out to Seattle for $7,000, and that was doable, because I know I had to do my deadhead and all that stuff home, you know, and all that. So it buys my fuel and everything. But you know, it's step deck. It was specialized freight, and I usually don't consider the other rates that great unless I can get my target, which is, you know, I try and get over 6 if I can, because I got so many other expenses. But staying down here like this, what I'm doing here, it's been rate plus fuel. There you go. If you can take one that comes home, you don't have a bunch of stupid deadhead, and it's crazy. I'm seeing comments here and there from folks are saying, you know, a little bit slow here and there. But if you get lucky to get that one load, you can get home if it's in the target range of what you guys got to have. If you're a company driver, you may not have those choices. I have to consider my expenses as an owner op. So luckily I don't have truck payment anymore. I did pay that off. I'm going to try and get some more videos. I got one more, the compilation that I did of the photos of all the other loads put together. So I'd go one after another and show all those power company loads that I did. That I mean, we did a lot of chaining. I mean, it was chain on and everything load, and run like hell was only 75, 80 miles or something. Unload, put all the equipment away, drive back, and load again. And I would do that, you know, 2 times a day, and I wouldn't quite make the third one sometimes because of the distance, and they closed at 3. So I couldn't quite get that in, but I was, you know, running just as hard as I could go. In those videos, you could see the amount of forest fire smoke that was in the air. It was some places it was pretty thick, but you know, that's what got me so dang sick. And I'm getting over it. Everything was doing better now. Pretty good shape. Hope you guys are all healthy and you're you know, staying in good shape. You know, keep taking your vitamins. That's all I can tell you. I swung by last night to go get my Trucker's Choice. Remember, you guys ever heard of those? I've been on those vitamins for 16 years now. It's like Trucker's Choice Nutritionals, that power turbo boost or something. Hammer down and reverse gears. Those are what I use. So yeah, that program has kept me going out here. I don't think I'd still be here doing this stuff, because it's hard on the body, as everybody that's a driver knows just how tough it is on you. You know, especially when you're out 2.5, 3 months at a time. You know, it can wear on you pretty good. So I just figured I'd touch base with everyone and say Merry Christmas and explain the title. Oh, ELDs. I've got one. Our deal was we had to adapt to it by the cutoff date was it December 18th, or our contract was canceled. So in other words, you're fired. So you either take it or get out. That's what they told us. I took it early because I wanted to not have to pay for it, and they paid for the unit and the installation. It took me a while to get used to it, but I was on Werner logs for 8.5 years, and it's similar, but it's not the same. You know, you have all macros and this, that, and the other. This one is a total, just a button press and change of status. The one I have the Qualcomm model, so what it is it goes by minute instead of quarter hour, like on the graph of a paper log. See, on the Werner ones, it was quarter hour, so I knew how to tickle that one, and I could gain that little bit extra. But on this one, the advantages are it's per minute. So instead of debiting yourself exactly a quarter hour for every duty status change, um, like for fueling, it was a minimum 15 minutes on a paper log. You could do it in 7, which is true. If you got a high flow, fueling station, you can do it, you know, pretty quickly. Things I don't like, I own the truck. I make all the payments, and I pay for every expense of this truck. The problem I have is them telling me what I can and cannot do in my off time, giving me 2 hour maximum per 24-hour period. Merry Christmas, and I agree, Joshua. The thing is that 2 hours time is, if I want to just do whatever. Now, if I don't punch that thing in, or if it hangs, I have a problem with mine freezing. I'll change status, off drive, and it hangs sometimes. And I've had it kick me over. I've had to call them. And yeah, I wouldn't think they work with a crap in the oil field. It's just me, but maybe it's because their air radius 150 miles. Maybe they don't have to run the same rule book. So I don't know. Maybe some of that for the local guys, but for the long haulers bringing stuff in and out, it's going to be the same. But on that 2 hour thing, I want to go to Walmart. I have to be very careful. If I'm stopped too long, it could put me on standard off duty instead of off drive. And they said anytime you stop more than a couple minutes, hit that thing again. So that was a tip that they gave me. So it doesn't kick you over to drive time. I said, well, good. It still got me nervous. That's the kind of stuff. On paper, it didn't matter. It didn't matter worth a crap. But on this, if I'm in the same radius of that town, like zip code, if I'm in Oak Grove, Kentucky, which is where I'm at the Pilot, I didn't give a crap. I went over to Walmart, I'd go to the laundry, I'd go to get something to eat, and I didn't have to go and do a bunch of line bull crap, or I didn't have to sit there and worry about punching that thing and getting thrown on duty. Because it's none of their damn business. It's my truck, I own it, you don't. Period. That's it. You want to get me started on New Year, what is this? Christmas Eve. Oh my God, I'm just kidding you guys, it's cool. No, I'm dealing with it. I'm able to do all my loads just fine. Able to get to and from. I get down there, and I usually just take a 30-minute break at the customer. Then I got my full clock on the way back. And all these runs that I'm doing, most of them are under 500. One of them is like 598, something like that. There is a couple of them that are in the 700 mark, 734 miles. So they know that you're going to return and have to take a break, a 10-hour, and then finish with the racks and the trailer, because they'll throw the empty racks on at the other end. They'll offload the full ones for a production line, give you the empties, load them up in that trailer, and send you on your way. So, but I'm going to try and show some pictures and stuff later. We're doing ramps, because they're step bands. It's like a step deck trailer with walls. Because it's so low, it doesn't match a normal dock. They have ramps, and we have to try and hit those ramps just right to get up into where the level rises to where they can get the dock plate on. Other than that, we also have hydraulic, or basically they have hydraulic ram and airbag lifts. There's specialty trailers that will actually lift it to dock height. So I've got to try and get some of that posted so you guys can see that. So I'm having to learn all this new equipment, which is, it's cool. They're paying me good. I'm not complaining. I can't talk about the rates, on this kind of stuff. But the thing is that the pay is plus fuel. So if you are an owner op, you would know that extra, well, a few hundred or a couple $100 helps. Basically, they just bought your fuel for you, and then everything that your rate is to the truck, it makes it halfway decent. So it adds up over time. I'm able to, easily get some stuff done to the truck that I want to do. Just some upgrades and this, that, and the other. I guess anybody else have any questions? Shoot, I didn't think I was going to be talking 15 minutes. My gosh. Yeah, no kidding. You own the truck and you're going home. That's it, Joshua. That's like it. 2 hours from home. I would be real tempted to just. I'm going. It's like hell with you people. There's no way. And I'm just glad there's a lot of folks in here that are on the channel as subscribers and stuff. We can exchange ideas and throw the comments in there and everything about and share with these newbies. Some of these people have no clue. And it's good that we discuss that stuff. Folks have been around this stuff for a long time. I started it. You had to be 25 years old back then in the 80s to go to work over the road. And I was working warehouse at North American Van Lines, and that's where I started. And it was 85, it was like May, June, right in there somewhere. And I was learning how to do all that. And I told on my blog, jimthetrucker.com, how I learned how to drive. I had my chauffeur's license since 1979 is when I got it out of the service. But we were driving in Colorado and just coming over in the border in Kansas. We were in, I think it was an 84 International cab over or something like that. And the guy told me, he says, I'm tired. He'd already drove from Great Falls, Montana, all the way down to there. And of course that wasn't legal. So he was tired. And he says, hop over here, get ready, sit in the sleeper. I'm going to hop on the doghouse, the engine cover. He says, you slip in there, take the wheel, don't use my clutch, give me 5 hours sleep, good night. So I slipped into the seat. At 60 miles an hour, I was driving. And no, I did not know how to shift. I didn't know jack shit. And I drove that sucker across Kansas, and he told me what exit to take, and I did that. And it was all good to go. So I don't know why screen's getting dark. That's weird. Anyhow, I got all the way down to the exit, got to the stop sign. Yeah, I couldn't read it all. 3 million miles, holy shit. I guess the stop sign couldn't shift the damn thing. Cop pulled up behind us. That's it. That's right. The cop pulled up behind us. I said, Mike, cop. He was up like a shot. He looked like shit. We switched seats, and of course, the jump seat didn't have any airbags. Right? It's just bolted to the floor. It's rougher than a cob. He jumped in there. The cop, he rolled down the window, and he said, man, you look like hell. You need to pull over, driver, and take a nap. That's funny. I told him I was sorry. I said I couldn't do shit. I didn't know how to do anything. I was trying to get it into gear, and I'm surprised that me trying to get it into gear didn't wake him up like right there and there. But so all the folks coming in, hey, I just thought that was a funny story. I told that on my blog, and I just thought it was crazy. And was it legal? Well, I had the license and everything. You know, it was fully all that, but I just didn't have any experience. I had no freaking clue that was driver training then. I never had any problems keeping in the lines or doing what I was supposed to do. I just needed training on the other stuff, and he wouldn't do it because he was an owner op and he didn't want to ruin his clutch. See, I understand that shit now. When I was training drivers at Warner for 8 years, I understand how much they screwed up my truck. And just this transmission here, it's an old Warner truck. I'm here to tell you, the transmission is still pretty rough. I've never had it taken apart and looked at, but I will have to someday because they basically, they tore it up pretty good. I mean, it's workable, but damn, you know, it's like I said, it's an old Warner truck. That's the only place I knew where to buy trucks at. I bought 3 from them, so this is my final one. You know, I said I'm not buying it. I'm not having another truck payment again. I was doing the best I could. This one's in good shape. These Kenworths they're solid. I love my Straightliner Classics, but damn, the last one is just falling apart around the engine. You know, so okay. Well, I'm talking a long time, and I just wanted to say hey to everybody, so you didn't think I forgot about everyone. I'm just really super busy. I'm off for some days. I'll try and get some videos up and do my best, you know, so you guys will have a good Christmas, hug your family, and you know that's about all you can do is be with them, take care, eat some food, and get some damn sleep, you know, some decent rest, you know, have a drink if that's what you like. You know, you're off the road, and when they can call you up and tell you go take an alcohol test, and don't go F off. You know, but I'm out here on the road, so I'm going to go get something to chew on, and you folks take care, and we'll see you on the road. Merry Christmas.